Good day everyone. Today we're going to discuss the integumentary system, and here is the picture of integumentary system. Our objective is A. Discuss the component of integumentary system, and B. Describe and determine the accessory structures of skin, type of skin, function of skin, and focus of homeostasis.
The integumentary system consists of skin, hair, and nails. Function of the integumentary system includes providing a protective covering for the body, sensing the environment, and helping the body maintain homeostasis. Hair helps prevent heat loss from the head and protects its skin from UV light. For the deeper info, please do not skip with every single seconds of this video. Structures of the skin. Structures of the skin is the largest organ of the human body or continuous membrane. There are a lot of skin including sweat pore, hair shaft, hair follicle, and etc. But there are two main principles of it, the epidermis or the superficial, and the dermis or the deep. There are four types of cells in the epidermis, namely keratinocytes, melanocytes, Langerhans, and Maker cells. Each cell has different functions. Keratinocytes function. The main purpose of these is producing cells is to preserve against microbial, viral, fungal, and parasitic invasion, to protect against UV radiation, and to minimize the solute and water loss. Melanocytes. These all produce the pigment melanin inside the melanosomes. These cells is dark and dendritic in shape. Melanin production is the basic function of melanocyte. With the process of their differentiation, these cells loses the proliferative potential. Langerhans are the unique population of tissue resident macrophages that form a network of cells across the epidermis of the skin. Merker cells are specialized cells in the skins that important for proper neural encoding of light, touch, stimuli. Conflicting evidence suggests that these cells are lineally descendant and either skin or neural extract. There are four types of cells in the epidermis, namely keratinocytes, melanocytes, Langerhans, and Maker cells. Each cell has different functions. Keratinocytes function. The main purpose of these is producing cells is to preserve against microbial, viral, fungal, and parasitic invasion, to protect against UV radiation, and to minimize the solute and water loss. Melanocytes. These all produce the pigment melanin inside the melanosomes. These cells is dark and dendritic in shape. Melanin production is the basic function of melanocyte. With the process of their differentiation, these cells loses the proliferative potential. Langerhans are the unique population of tissue resident macrophages that form a network of cells across the epidermis of the skin. Merker cells are specialized cells in the skins that important for proper neural encoding of light, touch, stimuli. Conflicting evidence suggests that these cells are lineally descendant and either skin or neural extract. Aside from cells type, there are 5 layers of epidermis, namely stratum basal, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosulum, stratum lucidum, and stratum corneum. The epidermal ridges provides the fingerprint and footprints of our skin. Basis of color. So due to melanin, keratin, and hemoglobin. Then why? Skin color affect due to melanin, keratin, and hemoglobin. The color of skin is influenced by a number of pigments, including melanin, keratin, and hemoglobin. New melanin exists as black and brown, whereas melanin provides us red color. Dark skin individuals provide more melanin than those with a pale skin.
Let's proceed to the accessory structure of the skin. The accessory structure of the skin, like the hair, glands, and nails, develop from the embryonic epidermis. And when we say embryonic epidermis, it is the developing part of the epidermis. The first one is the hair, consists of a shaft, most which is superficial to the surface, a root that penetrates the dermis, and sometimes a subcutaneous layer and the hair follicles. Always remember na may apat na bumubuo sa hair. The number 1 is shaft. It's a shallow part and can be found above sa atong scalp or sa skin. The number 2 is the root na makita under sa atong skin. The third one is a subcutaneous layer that can be found inside sa innermost layer sa atong skin. The last one is the hair follicles. It's a tissue that encloses a hair. It's a tunnel-shaped structure in the epidermis wherein dito nagsa-start mag-grow ang hair. And sa hair follicles, may tatlong involved: the sebaceous or oil gland, arrector pili muscles, and the hair root plexus. The sebaceous or oil gland, usually ang function niya is to produce and secrete sebum. Sebum is an oily waxy substance na nakikreate ng sebaceous gland. And then the arrector pili muscles, a tiny muscle that attaches to the base of a hair follicle at one end and to dermal tissue on the other end. Sila yung nagkakos ng hair natin to stand up straight. Like for example, bigla kang nilamig. The arrector pili muscles will now react dun sa biglang lamig. They will contract all at once na nagkukos ng pagtayo ng hair natin, usually sa arm and sa hands and sa feet. And now proceed sa hair root plexus. It's a group of nerve fiber ending that sends and receives nerve impulses to and from the brain when the hair moves. Kumbaga sila yung receptors. Hair offers a limited amount of protection from the sun, heat loss, and entry of foreign particles into the eyes, nose, and ears. We all know naman na may mga hair sa tatlong nabanggit. They also function in sensing light touch. Lanugo of the fetus is shed before birth. Lanugo is a hair that can be found sa mga newborn babies. Most body hair on males is terminal, while most body hair on females is vellus. Like for example, yung hair na makikita sa feet. Pansin nyo diba na mas magaspang and mas darker yung hair sa mga boys kaysa sa girls. Let's proceed sa skin glands. Sebaceous or oil glands are usually connected to hair follicles. They are absent from the palms and soles. Sebaceous glands produce sebum which moistens hair and waterproof the skin. So, ang work ng sebaceous glands is hindi lang to produce and secrete sebum, kundi nag-moistens ng hair and waterproofs ng skin. Clogged sebaceous glands may produce acne. There are two types of sudoriferous or sweat glands, the eccrine and apocrine. The eccrine sweat glands have an extensive distribution. Their ducts terminate at pores at the surface of the epidermis. Eccrine sweat glands are involved in the thermoregulation and waste removal and are stimulated during emotional stress. So to make it simple, ito yung sweat na nilalabas ng body natin to stabilize our body temperature. While the apocrine sweat glands are limited to the skin of the axilla, groin, and areola. Their ducts open into hair follicles. Apocrine sweat glands are stimulated during emotional stress and sexual excitement. So para mas maintindihan, ito yung sweat na nilalabas ng ating armpit, ng may bandang singit, and sa ring na nakasurround sa nipple. Sorry for the word. And then continue tayo sa nails. Nails are hard, dead, keratinized epidermal cells over the dorsal surfaces of the distal portions of the digits. The principal parts of a nail are the nail body, free edge, nail root, lunula, eponychium, and nail matrix. Cell division of the nail matrix cells produces new nails. So start tayo sa nail body. Ang nail body is composed of dead keratinocytes. As you can see sa picture, siya yung may pinakamalaking portion sa nail. And then free edge, part ng nail that extends past the fingers. Next is the nail root, yung part na di nakita. Sa loob na siya ng finger natin. And then the lunula, the white area or ang base sa nail. Eponychium, the thickened layer of skin at the base of a fingernail. Pero the eponychium and the cuticle are different from each other. Kasi ang eponychium is binubuo ng live skin cells, while in the cuticle is the dead skin cells. And then the last one is the nail matrix, area where the nail starts to grow. It creates new skin cells na nag-push palabas sa old nail.
There are two types of skin, the thin skin and the thick skin. So let's tackle about thin skin. Thin skin cover all parts of the body except the palmar surface of the digit and soles. Sometimes called thinning skin or fragile skin, develop an appearance like tissues, paper. It's called creepy skin. If though yung thin skin develop an appearance na siya tissue paper na siya it's a common condition in older adults and most noticeable in the face, arms, and hands. Makikita mo ang thin skin sa face, arms, and hands. So, ang thin skin has 8 layers. The first is hair shaft. Hair shaft is the part of your hair that can be seen above your scalp. It is made of protein called keratin, composed and fossil together. That is hair shaft. Second is opening of sweat duct. It is released through the hair opening in the skin, which result in protein-rich sweat other than the watery sweat associated with eccrine sweat glands. That is opening of sweat duct. Third is dermal papillae. Dermal papillae are finger-like projection arranged into double rows, increasing the surface area between the epidermis and dermis. So it is increasing the surface area between the epidermis and dermis. The fourth is arrector pili muscles. Arrector pili muscles are small muscles attached to hair follicles. These muscles cause the hair to stand on end, known as ghost bump. So, ang arrector pili muscles, kaya siya yung known as ghost bumps. Siya yung the muscles cause the hair to stand on end. So, siya kapag if ka na makafeel ka kulba or something na makafeel ka o something na makatindog imuhang balibog o na ang arrector pili muscles. The fifth is sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands are the oil-secreting glands for our body. This is why they are also called the oil glands. Is sebaceous glands. Next is hair follicles. Hair follicles is a tunnel structure in epidermis outlayer of the skin. So ito yung outlayer ng skin, hair follicles. So ang Archean sweat duct o ang Archean sweat gland is a major sweat glands of human body found in virtually all stain with a highest density in palm and soles, then on the head. So same lang sila ng rule and meaning. So that is the thin skin. We have already tackled about the thin skin, so let's proceed to thick skin. Thick skin covers the palmar surface of digits and soles. Also, the thick skin is adapted to activities such as gripping, and wear and tear goes with that. Thus, it is void of hair and it's thicker. Most of the rest of your skin is thin. However, it is occupied with hair follicles and oil gland, and smooth muscle fiber. So as you can see, there are many layers of thick skin. So let's proceed to function of skin. Skin function include body temperature regulation, blood storage, protection, sensation, exertion, and absorption. It's synthesis with vitamin D. The skin participates in thermoregulation by liberating sweat in its surface and adjusting the flow of blood in the dermis. The skin provides physical, chemical, and biological barriers that help protect the body. Continuous sensation include the tactile sensation, thermal sensation, and the pain. Function of the skin is the primary function of the skin to act as a barrier to the skin. Also provides protection from mechanical impacts and pressure variation in temperature, microorganism, radiation, and chemicals. So, as you can see, yan yung mga sa picture, yan yung mga kikita nyo yung mga picture. So, yung pinoprotektahan ng skin, ano man yung dumadapo sa ating katawan. So, malaking role itong function of skin. So,
now, let's move on to the focus of homeostasis. Homeostasis is the key concept in understanding how our body works. It means keeping things constant and comes from the Greek word homeo meaning similar and stasis meaning stable. A more formal definition of homeostasis is the characteristics of a system that regulates its internal environment and tends to maintain a stable, relatively constant conditions of properties. Homeostasis is happening constantly in our bodies. We eat, sweat, drink, dance, and eat, and some more have salty fries, and yet our body compositions remains almost the same. For all body system, skin and hair provides varies that all internal organs from form damaging agents in external environments. Sweat glands and skin blood vessels regulate body temperature needed for proper function of other body system. Okay, let's proceed to the skeletal system. Skin helps active vitamin D needed for proper absorption of dietary calcium and phosphorus to build and maintain bones. Skeletal is the internal framework of the human body. It is composed of around 270 bones of birth. These total decrease to around 206 bones by adulthood after some bones get fused together. The bones mass in the skeleton reaches maximum density around age 21. The human skeleton can be divided into the axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. The axial skeleton is formed by the vertebral column and rib cage, the skull, and other associated bones. The appendicular skeleton, which is attached to the axial skeleton, is formed by the shoulder girdle, the pelvic girdle, and the bones of the upper and the lower limbs. Next is the muscular system. Skin helps provide calcium ions needed for muscles construction. Muscular system is an organ system consists of skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscles. It permits movement of the body, maintains posture, and circulates blood throughout the body. The muscular systems in vertebrates are controlled through the nervous system, although some muscles such as the cardiac muscles can be completely autonomous. Together with the skeletal system, it forms the musculoskeletal system, which is responsible for movement of the human body. Next is Nervous system. Nerve endings in skin and subcutaneous tissue provides input to brain to touch, pressure, thermal, and pain sensation. The nervous system collects and processes information from the sense via nerves and the brain and tell the muscles to contact the cause physical action. The next one is endocrine system. Keratinocytes in skin helps active vitamin D to calcitriol, a hormone that aids absorptions of dietary calcium and phosphorus. Endocrine system is a chemical messenger system comprising feedback loop of the hormones released by internal glands of an organism directly into the circulatory system, regulating these 10 target organs. In a human, the major endocrine glands are the thyroid gland and the adrenal glands. In the vertebrates, the hypothalamus is the neural control center for all endocrine system. The next one is the cardiovascular system. A local chemical changes in dermis cause widening and narrowing of skin blood vessels, which helps adjust blood flow to skin. The circulatory system, also called the cardiovascular system or the vascular system, is an organ system that permits blood to circulate and transport nutrients such as amino acids and electrolytes. Oxygens, carbon dioxide, hormones, and blood cells to form the cells in the body to provide nourishment and help in fighting disease, stabilize temperatures and pH, and maintain homeostasis. Lymphatic system and immunity. The skin is the first line of defense in immunity, providing mechanical barriers and chemical secretions and discourage penetrations and growth of microbes. Langerhans cells is the epidermis participates in immune responses by recognizing and processing foreign antigens. Microphage in dermis phagocytize microbes and penetrate skin surface. The lymphatic system or lymphoid system is an organ system in vertebrates that is part of the circulatory system and the immune system. It is made up of large network of lymphatic vessels, lymphatic or lymphoid organs, and lymphoid tissue. The vessels carry a clear fluid called lymph. The Latin word lympha refers to the deity of fresh water, lympha, toward the heart. Respiratory system. Hairs in nose filter dust particles from inhaled air. Stimulations of pain nerve endings in skin may alter breath rate. In short, respiratory system brings air into and out of the lungs to absorb oxygen and remove carbon dioxide. Digestive system. Skin helps activate vitamin D to the hormone calcitriol, which promotes absorption of dietary calcium and phosphorus in small intestine. The human digestive system consists of the gastrointestinal tract plus the accessory organs of digestion, the tongue, salivary glands, pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. Digestions involve the breakdown of the food into the small and smaller components until they can be absorbed and assimilated into the body. The process of digestion has 3 stages. The first stage is the cephalic phase of digestion, which begins with gastric secretions in response to the sight and smell of food. These stages include the mechanical breakdown of food by chewing and the mechanical breakdown by digesting enzymes that takes place in the mouth. The next one is the urinary system. Kidney cells receive partially activate vitamin D hormones from skin and convert into the calcitriol. Some waste products are excreted from body in sweat, contributing to excretions by urinary system. In short, renal system and urinary system, the system where the kidney filter blood to produce urine and get rid. The last one is the reproductive system, nerve ending in enlarges. Skin and subcutaneous tissues respond to erotic stimuli, nervi contributing to sexual pleasure. Suckling of a body stimulates nerve ending in skin, leading to milk injection. Mammary glands, modified sweat glands, produce milk. Skin stretches during pregnancy as fetus. In short, the reproductive system of an organism, also known as the genital system, is the biological system made up of all the anatomical organs involved in sexual production. Many non-living substances such as fluid, hormones, and pheromones are also important accessories to the reproductive system.